ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वरं गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are discussing Sri Damodarashtakam today. Just a brief introduction about this. So this prayer is written by Satyavrat Muni. This is ascribed to him, and it was compiled by Vyasadeva in Padma Puran. So it's recorded in Padma Puran. And I have taken my class for today from Sanatan Goswami's book. Okay, so Sanatan Goswami and Gopal Bhatt Goswami, as you know, that they are the two out of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. Six main disciples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. And out of those six Goswamis, two were Sanatan Goswami and Sri Gopal Bhatt Goswami. They together composed a book called Hari Bhakti Vilas. Some of you may be very familiar with this name because Hari Bhakti Vilas is a very important book for Vaishnavas, for devotees actually. It is like a devotional law book. Some of you may even have it. So it's like a law book or instructional book because it gives all the instructions on how to perform various rituals, what are the routine activities a devotee should perform, what are the rules for the Vaishnavas, how to perform various festivities, how to observe various celebrations and Madhav Tithis. All those rules, regulations, rituals, celebrations, all those things were compiled primarily by Sanatan Goswami in this book called Hari Bhakti Vilas. In that book, chapter 16th describes about Kartik month. If we have time today, if not today, we may not have time, but if we do, then I will read to you Kartik Mahatmya, which is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Kartik Mahatmya meaning what is the glorification of observing Kartik Vrat? What benedictions or what uh, benefits you get by observing a vow in Kartik month or Kartik by following a Kartik Vrata. What is the glories of that? What are the glories of Kartik month? So if we have time, we'll cover that. But chapter 16th of Hari Bhakti Vilas is dedicated to Kartik month. So in that, Sanatan Goswami has taken this prayer called Damodarashtakam from Padma Puran. He has described it. He has broken down each and every word of this prayer and given us the meaning. And he has given us the Kartik Vrata, the Kartik Mahatmya, the duties of a devotee in Kartik month, and the importance of Kartik month. So all of that is given in Hari Bhakti Vilas. So as you know, this Kartik month is very dear to Supreme Lord, and it's named also named after him. His name is Damodar. So Kartik month is also called Damodar month because this famous Leela, Damodar Leela, happened in this month. And it's also called Kartik month because Kartik word comes from the word Kritika. Kritika is another name for Srimati Radharani. So it is also called Kartik month. And the Aradhya deity, the Aditashri deity, the worshipable deity of this month is Srimati Radharani actually. So that is why this month is also called Kartik month. And since Damodar Leela happens in this month, it's called Damodar month. So it has two names, Kartik month or Damodar month. And it's very dear to Supreme Lord, to Vaishnavas, to devotees. And that's why it's very important that we observe some special rules, some special vows in this month, some special extra things we do, and certain things we avoid extra in this month if possible. So now Hari Bhakti Vilas, like I was telling you, it is a very authoritative book for Vaishnavas. It has all the quotations from many scriptures. So it has actually Damodar Leela mentioned from Srimad Bhagavatam also. So it takes verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and from Padma Puran, from both those scriptures. So now Sanatan Goswami did something very different. He gave a narration, he gave a commentary to his own book. Sometimes Vaishnavas do that, like they write a book, but then they give a commentary to their own book. And so Sanatan Goswami wrote a commentary on Hari Bhakti Vilas, and that commentary is called Digdarshini Tika. So actually, I took this description not directly from Hari Bhakti Vilas, but from Digdarshini Tika. Okay, Digdarshini Tika is full of citations from Srimad Bhagavatam, and in Srimad Bhagavatam, this pastime of Damodar Leela is described in Canto 10, Chapter 9. Okay, Canto 10, Chapter 9. We'll take some verses from that chapter also today. And he compiled this book called Digdarshini Tika, and he gave us this description of Damodarashtakam and Damodar Leela. So he not only gave like just the meaning, just the facts, but he also gave us the hidden meanings behind this Leela. He gave us the true meanings, the hidden truths behind Lord's, this sweet Leela of Lord. So, without further ado, let's launch into the Damodarashtakam. I have a couple of prayers on the screen about Kartik month or about Damodar month, why it is important to recite Damodarashtakam. So let's read those two verses. Damodarashtakam nama stotram Damodarachanam nityam Damodarkarshi patet satyavratoditam. One should regularly recite this prayer called Damodar Ashtaka, which was spoken by Satyavrat, which attracts Lord Damodar and which describes the worship of Lord Damodar. So this verse is directly saying, and this verse also comes from Padma Puran. Like I told you, originally, this Padma Puran is the source from where Sanatan Goswami took the Damodar Ashtakam. And in Padma Puran, Satyavrat Muni's prayer called Damodar Ashtakam has been written. Okay, so the Padma Puran is saying that one should regularly recite this prayer called Damodar Ashtakam, which was spoken by Satyavrat Muni. And this attracts Lord Damodar. So it attracts the mercy of Lord Damodar. So if one recites this prayer and offers a ghee lamp to the Lord, to the lordships, to Shri Radha Damodar, Yashoda Damodar on this day, then their millions of sins of many, many lifetimes are destroyed with just one ghee lamp. And if one does that in the whole month of Damodar, every day, then unimaginable, innumerable sins are destroyed. So, and why this prayer is so important? Because this describes the worship of Lord Damodar. Okay. Then let's read the next one. Next one says, Atha Sri Radha Damodar Puja Vidhi Padme Tatraiva. That in Padma Puran, Sri Radha Damodar's Puja Vidhi is described. How to do this? Okay, so it says, Tata Priyatma Vishnu Radhika Gopika Sucha Kartike Pujaniya Cha Sri Damodara Sannidhau. Because she's the Gopi most dear to Lord Vishnu, Sri Radha should be worshipped along with Lord Damodar during the month of Kartik. So Sri Radha Damodar should be worshipped during the month of Kartik because this Gopi, Srimati Radharani, is very dear to Lord Vishnu, and this month is Radharani's month. So if you want to please Lord Damodar, then you should worship Srimati Radharani next to the Lord with the ghee lamp. So she's the presiding deity for this month. Let's go further. Please, can everybody put their names on the iPhone? Somebody's joined as iPhone. Please put your name since it's a very small group. I would like to know who all are joining. Okay. So before we go further, is everybody familiar with the Damodar Leela?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Hiral Mataji, thank you for changing the name. I appreciate. So everybody's familiar. Okay, perfect. So I think we will go into the pastime while discussing the verses. Since you all are familiar, we have discussed the pastime many times. We will discuss the pastime with the verses. Okay, so let's launch into the description of the verse. Okay, so the first verse, let's take the first verse. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam. So here Satyavrat Muni is doing what? What do you do when you first start praying to the Lord? The first thing that you do is to pay obeisances, to bow down. That's the first thing. That's how you actually, not the first thing, but also the last thing. So every prayer or any time you enter the temple, the first and the last thing is to bow down. You should bow down in front of the Lord. In fact, it is said that during Kartik month, we should, whenever there is a time, whenever it's possible on auspicious days, we should actually bow down extra. We must bow down. And it is said that people who bow down, Krishna will uplift them. And if you're very arrogant and very, rigid and full of arrogance, then Krishna will break your false pride, break your ego. But if you bow down, then Krishna actually pays attention and uplifts you, showers you with mercy. So the first order of business is to bow down. So namami means I bow down. He says, I bow down. Ishwaram. Ishwaram in front of Supreme Lord. He's the Ishwar, right? He's the Parmeshwar. He's the Maheshwar. So like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Bhoktaram Yagya Tapsam Sarvalok Maheshwaram. I am the supreme controller. So Satyavrat is saying, I bow down to the Supreme Lord, to the Supreme Controller, who has Satchidananda Roop, who has a body of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Okay, so he is made of Satchidanand form. He has this Satchidanand form. He's the embodiment of Sat, Chit, and Anand. Okay, so I bow down to that Supreme Lord who has Satchidanand form. Lasat Kundalam. Kundal, are the earrings. And lasat means swinging. So the earrings are swinging. Gokule, in Gokul. Brajmanam. Okay, in Gokul, the Supreme Lord who shines and his earrings are swinging, to that Lord I bow down. Now, why are his earrings swinging? Can anybody tell? Why is Supreme Lord, like if I'm standing still like this, my earrings will not swing. So why are his earrings lasat? Lasat means swinging. Why are his kundal swinging?
Mataji, because he's dancing.
नहीं, दामोदर लीला में क्या हो रहा था?
He's running.
He's running.
He's running. So his earrings are swinging. So lasat kundalam. In Gokul, and Brajmana means he who shines. So because this is not the full verse, so that's why it's not making sense now. But let's go into the second line, then it'll make sense. You will see how he was running. Yashoda biyolok tha ladhavamanam paramrishtamatyantato drutya gopya. So he was running. Dhavamanam means running away. Dhavamanam means running away. Why was he running away? Yashoda. Bhio means in fear of Yashoda. Look at the screen, how he's running away. Look at the eyes full of fear. So in fear from Mother Yashoda, Ulukha is mortar, the grinding mortar. He was running away from the grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda. Dhavamanam. He was running away from Mother Yashoda, in fear of Mother Yashoda from the grinding mortar. Okay, and that's why his kundal or earrings were swinging. Okay, Paramrishtam, and then he was caught. See how Mother Yashoda caught him? He was caught from behind. Paramrishtam, Atyantato Drutya Gopya. He was caught by that gopi. Gopya means by that gopi. Atyantato means Atyant. She was running faster. She was running more fast. इसमें ऐसे इसका मतलब English and Sanskrit are different. Atyant का मतलब जोर से, बहुत जोर से. तो जो उससे भी ज्यादा जोर से भाग रही थी, Mother Yashoda was running faster than Krishna and caught him from behind. And by that gopi. So he was caught by that gopi who was running faster than him. He was caught from behind. And he was running away in fear from Yashoda. From where? What was he running away from? From Ulukha, from the grinding mortar. And his ears were swinging, his kundal were swinging. And in this form is Satchidanand Roop that is lighting up the entire Gokul. Okay, so that effulgence from his body is lighting up the entire Gokul. So Satyavrat Muni in this verse is saying, and let's read the whole translation also together. He's saying, to the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings, कई जगह पे shark shaped होते हैं, कई जगह पे alligator earrings होते हैं, but typically in Bal Gopal Roop, typically shark shaped या fish or shark shaped earrings are described, are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, अभी मैं बीच का ये नहीं पढ़ रही because this is describing the Leela, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. Remember, Atyantato Drutya. Ran after him with greater speed. Atyantato Drutya. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. So let's discuss the Leela a little bit very quickly. I know that all of you are familiar, but I just want to mention it just in case some of you are not familiar with the details. So it is described by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that this Leela of Damodar pastime, this Damodar Leela, happened on the day of Diwali. Okay, it was the Deepavali day. Mother Yashoda got up early in the morning and started churning the butter early. Okay, first thing in the morning when Krishna was still sleeping. Now she started churning the butter early because today especially she wanted to make really tasty butter for Krishna, because she was thinking कि ये मेरा कहना रोज कहीं ना कहीं जाके चोरी करके बटर खाता है, so maybe my butter is not very tasty, that's why he has to steal from other gopis. So today I'm going to make, she had saved special milk, उसका मैं yogurt बना के butter बनाऊंगी. Special milk tha, like these special cows that are fed a special flavorful grass. So when they make the milk, their milk is also especially flavorful. उस milk का मैं butter बनाऊंगी. Then he will not go to any other house. So today, especially on the day of Diwali, I'm going to make especially very tasty butter for Krishna, so he won't steal. But she doesn't understand that he does not have taste for the butter. He has taste for stealing, actually. Remember, he's Chauragra Ganyam. So he's the foremost thief. He just likes to steal. But she thought, okay, and not only I will make the butter from this special milk, I will also make the butter myself, because typically I have maid servants do it. Maybe wo ho sakta hai wo itna acha butter nahi banate ho, and that's why Krishna goes stealing here and there. Today I want him to stay in the house. I want him to eat butter from my hands, jo maine banaya. So I'm going to churn myself. So churning का काम typically maid servants करती थी, लेकिन today she decided मैं करूंगी. So she started churning herself. So Mother Yashoda, in this intense Vatsalya Ras, she started churning the butter. As she's churning, Bhagavatam describes very beautiful scene of Mother Yashoda churning the butter. Srimad Bhagavatam, remember 10th canto, chapter 9. It describes that, she was wearing this saffron yellow color ki sari, saffron yellow, like orangish, but thoda light orange color ki sari. And she was churning. As she was churning, she was singing. And what was she singing? She was singing pastimes of Krishna. She was not just singing aise koi idhar udhar ke songs. She was singing pastimes of Krishna. She was singing various poetry and various songs that were describing Krishna's leelas. क्योंकि अभी तक कृष्णा की क्या क्या लीला हो चुकी है इस एज तक. By the way, what age did this pastime happen? How old is Krishna right now?
4 years.
4 years. अच्छा, और बताओ. You're in the right realm.
5
थोड़ा
years.
और.
I think 2-3 years.
हाँ, close to 3 years. Like 2, ऐसे भागवतम describes 2 years 2 months. So 3rd year अभी शुरू ही हुआ है. Third year is just started. So third year of his life mein. And what stage is this called? You know that Krishna ke jo leelas hai ya age hai is divided into 4 stages. What are those 4 stages? Anybody knows? And which stage is this? So there is Kaumar or Balya Leela, Kaumar stage, right?
Paganda.
Then Poganda. Kaumar is still 5 years of age. From 6 to 10 is Poganda. From 10 to 16 is Kishora. And from 16 onwards is Yauvan. So mostly Vatsalya pastime happen in the first 5 years, Bal age or the Kaumar age. Okay. The Madhurya pastime happen in the Kishora age. Sakhya pastime happen in the Poganda age. है ना? Vatsalya हो गया first 5 years तक. 6 to 10 years तक predominant pastimes are Sakhya pastimes with his friends. After 10 years when he's in Kishora, mostly Madhurya pastimes. Like that. So right now he's about 2 years, 2 months. Third year has just started. He's in the Bal Leela, Kaumar age. And what pastimes have happened? He has killed Putna so far. He has killed Trinavrita so far. He has shown universal form in his mouth.
Sakatasur. He killed the
Chakatasur has
Sakatasur.
happened. Yes, wonderful. Yes, Mataji. Right? These pastimes have happened. So Mother Yashoda is remembering those pastimes and she's singing them. So singing while churning the butter. She's completely Krishna conscious. Think about it. Okay. When she's doing this, her bangles are bangles एक दूसरे के साथ टकरा के they are making this nice tinkling sound. जैसे हम कीर्तन करते हैं, हम singing करते हैं. She's also singing, just like kirtan. She's singing. We play kartal. Her bangles are also ringing like kartal. Plus that wooden जो वो rod है that she's churning, वो wooden rod भी sound कर रही है. उसकी भी आवाज आ रही है, घड़-घड़ ऐसे आवाज आ रही है. So that is making the sound like a mridang. So it is described that she's doing like full kirtan. There is kartal, there is singing, there is mridang going on. And she's perspiring. She's making this intense effort. जैसे हमको भी, this is the teaching to us, like continue doing your work, keep serving, and while serving, be completely Krishna conscious. Do all your work as usual, but be completely Krishna conscious. So this, she's completely immersed with body. She's making this effort of churning. She's perspiring. Her whole body is covered with sweat. And with mind, she is completely thinking of Krishna. With words, she's singing. So like that, body, mind, and words, completely, fully Krishna conscious. And as she's moving her body, from her hair, it is described, the flowers are falling down. Multi flowers are falling down. So this is the scene. And then Krishna wakes up. He comes over and he sits in her lap and demands, actually it is described, he holds the churning rod. हाथ से रोक देते हैं कि मत करो, churning मत करो. He stops the churning rod. And he sits in her lap and starts drinking the milk. He starts drinking the breast milk. So, and at this time it is described, Bhagavatam describes, there is a competition going on, transcendental competition between Mother Yashoda and Krishna. Because Mother Yashoda, unlike ordinary mothers, her breast milk is coming from her unlimited love. Unlimited love. Today only, just before this class, somebody called me, a patient called me that my milk is dried up. Can you send me a medicine? And I want my, and I was thinking of this, like, in mortal world, for ordinary people, the milk dries up, but Mother Yashoda has so much unlimited love. The love is coming out as milk. It's not that ऐसे कोई physical form phenomena है. It's not like physically milk is forming. The milk is coming out because of her unlimited love. So she has unlimited supply of milk for Krishna. And Krishna has unlimited capacity to drink. So there is a competition. कौन ज़्यादा पिएगा या कौन ज़्यादा पिलाएगा? Unlimited capacity to drink milk. But who wins? Who do you think wins? Who wins? In this whole pastime, who's going to win? Every single time.
Always a devotee.
Always devotee. So Mother Yashoda wins in this. So in this transcendental competition also Mother Yashoda wins. But anyways, what happens is she suddenly sees that there is milk boiling over on the stove, on the चूल्हे पे जो milk था, that was boiling over, and she immediately ran to she put Krishna aside and she ran to address that milk. So now this milk is also described as very special milk. This milk was coming from Padmagandha cows. Padmagandha cows ka milk tha, that was boiling over. So, and that milk was also meant for Krishna for later. So she did not want to get that whole milk to go spoiled, because you know these they have lakhs of cows. Like Nand Maharaj is 900,000 cows, but these Padmagandha cows are very few, so their milk is very precious. So she did not want that milk to go to waste. So she put him aside and ran to address that milk. When she ran, Krishna became angry. So he started, he became very upset. He became very angry and he broke that pot of yogurt that she was churning. He broke that pot. And then his anger was not quelled yet, not quenched. So he thought, I'm going to do something else. So he ran, when he ran, his little footprints of his lotus feet were smeared with yogurt, and so as he ran to the next room where all the butter pots and yogurt pots were stored, his footprints could be seen. His yogurt smeared footprints could be seen leading up to the storage room. Okay, so that's how he ran to the storage room where all the butter pots and yogurt pots were hanging. And then what did he do? He took a grinding mortar and put it upside down grinding mortar ke upar he climbed up on it, and he started breaking those pots. And then some monkeys also came and he started feeding that butter and yogurt started distributing that butter to monkeys. So in this way he was standing on upside down grinding mortar. Ab kya hua? When he was standing on this mortar, he was very fearful. He knew Mother Yashoda will come anytime. So throughout this time, when he was standing on it, he was looking here and there. इधर उधर देख रहे थे कि अभी आएंगे ऐसे ऐसे करके इधर उधर देख रहे थे. And Mother Yashoda did find him. She saw the broken pot. She saw the footprints, yogurt smeared footprints leading up to the room, and she took a stick. She took a stick in her hand and she came to find him. So kya hua? She sneaked up on him. She crept up from behind. So in this picture, in this painting, you can see that he was standing on the upside down mortar and feeding the monkeys the butter, and she came and suddenly startled him. So when he saw this, he was so fearful. Okay, this is when he started running. So this is what is Satyavrat Muni describing in the first verse, how he started running. And then Mother Yashoda started chasing him. Okay, so itna sa bhi humne suna hai. Okay, Mother Yashoda started running even faster than him, and he ran everywhere and he would not let her catch him. Remember that Krishna does not allow her to catch him for a while. So she was running after him. But finally, he saw that she was getting tired. All the flowers from her hair were coming apart loose. And so she caught him from behind. He allowed her to catch him. So let's go to the next verse before we discuss further. So now he's caught. Okay, so then what happens? Now, in the first two verses of Damodarashtakam, please note that Satyavrat Muni is describing the Leela. That's why I wanted to cover the Leela quickly. In the other 6 verses, he's not going to describe the Leela anymore. He's just describing it in the first 2 verses. So he's remembering the Leela, just like right now we are hearing, we should remember, we should really, pay attention and, close your eyes and think of little Bal Gopal form of Krishna with his chubby, soft feet, yogurt smeared lotus feet running like that, his fearful eyes when he sees Mother Yashoda, him running, imagine Mother Yashoda running behind him. Think of that whole pastime. So this is what Satyavrat Muni is doing. He is remembering this whole pastime in his mind. Okay. So then he says, Rudantam muhurnetra yugmam rijantam karambhoja yugmena shatanka netram. Rudantam, weeping. So now he's caught. Ab pakade gaye to kya hoga? He starts crying very loudly. He starts crying. Rudantam, weeping. Muhur, netra. And what is he doing when a child cries? Look at the picture. What does he do? He's doing this. He's wiping his eyes again and again. Muhur means again and again. Muhur word comes couple times. Muhur word comes in Bhagavad Gita also. Muhur means again and again. Netra. Netra yugmam. Yugmam means both eyes. Yugmam means two. So both. Two eyes. So again and again, he is rubbing his eyes. Mrijantam means rubbing or wiping or rubbing. So he's trying to check the flow of the tears from his eyes by rubbing them like this. So he keeps rubbing both his eyes, trying to check the flow of tears. Kyunki tears fall kar rahe. So this is what kids do. They start rubbing their eyes when they're crying a lot. So he's rudantam, he's crying again and again, rubbing his two eyes. Mrijantam means rubbing. Netra yugmam means two eyes. With what he's rubbing? Karam bhoja. What is amboj? What is amboja? We should all know this word, amboja. What is amboja? Any guesses? Like we say mukhamboja. I'll give you a hint. Mukhamboja is another word. So what could amboja mean?
Hands, Mataji.
Lotus.
Bhoja.
Lotus.
Lotus.
Amboja means lotus. Kar means hand, like kartal. हाथ की ताली को करताल बोलते हैं, right? हाथ से ताली, करताल. So kar means hand, kar kamal, right? So just like we say kar kamal, lotus hand. I say kar means hands. Amboja means lotus. So if we say mukhamboja word will also come later in the same prayer. So mukhamboja word is also used, right? Here it is lotus hands. So with his lotus hands, he's rubbing his two eyes again and again. Yugmena. Yugmena, again, yugmam word fir se aaya. Yugmam means two. So with his two hands, so both hands, with both his hands, he's rubbing his both eyes. Satanka. Satanka means, atank means what? Atank, like fear, like very terrible, traumatizing fear. Atank. Satank means with atank, with fright, with fear in his eyes. Satanka netram, with very terrified eyes. सातंक, आतंक था उनकी आंखों में. मदर यशोदा का आतंक था उनकी आंखों में. So he was feeling very frightened. So his eyes were full of fear and he was crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with both eyes with both lotus hands. Okay. Then let's see. Muhur shwasakam patre rekhanka kantha Sthitai greva damodaram bhakti baddham. So muhu. Muhu fir se aa gaya word. So muhur means again and again. Muhur word keeps coming, muhur. So muhur word keeps coming again and again. So muhur means again and again. Or here it means rapid, like up rapidly or again and again. His breathing is very fast. Shwas is, so this is the scene that he's crying, he's rubbing his eyes, his chest is like heaving up and down because rapid breathing ki wajah se. So he's breathing very rapidly. And because of his breathing rapidly, what will happen? There is a necklace on his chest or on his neck. Because he's breathing so fast, the necklace on his chest is trembling. Kampa meaning trembling. What is trembling? Sthita gravam, the necklace. So जो neck के ऊपर स्थित चीज है उसको बोलेंगे necklace is trembling up and down. Okay, it is trembling because of his fast breathing. And his neck is described here. His neck, trirekhanka kantha. Kantha means neck. Trirekhanka. On his neck there are 3 lines. Okay, on beautiful people they have this 3 lines on their neck like this. Okay. 3 rekhanka kantha. So 3 rekha hoti hai. So Krishna has these 3 lines on his neck. So on that neck, which has these 3 lines, there is situated a necklace which is trembling because of his fast breathing. Okay. So this is the scene that Satyavrat Muni is remembering. Then he says, Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. To that Damodar who can only be tied by bhakti, I bow down. Okay, so he's saying this Damodar that can only be tied by bhakti was crying and rubbing his eyes with both eyes with both hands, and he was breathing fast so that his necklace on his beautiful neck with 3 lines was trembling. To that Damodar I bow down. So let's read the full. Actually, let's have somebody read it. So we have some participation. And please feel free to stop and share anything or ask any questions also. Who wants to read this translation of this? Yes,
Hare
Avnid, please
Can
go
I
ahead.
read, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, please go ahead.
Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his 2 lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you can all imagine the scene, him crying. So, so this is a very beautiful scene. So now Mother Yashoda has caught him, and he is very fearful. Satanka netram, atank hai unki aankh mein. Fearful. So imagine this Krishna that is, just say bhay bhi darta hai. It is said that even fear personified is afraid of Krishna. Okay, that Krishna was afraid of Mother Yashoda. Do you know what is fear personified? Fear personified meaning, so all of us are fearful in this world. Like if there was some bug here, it will be fearful of me. I am fearful of, let's say, some tiger or elephant. Elephant is fearful of lion. Everybody has fear of something or the other, and then we have so many fears. If all the fear of all the jivas was combined together, okay, and made into a person, that is called fear personified. Even that fear personified is fearful of Krishna, is scared of Krishna. And this Krishna is standing in front of Mother Yashoda with atank, with fright, with terror in his eyes. This is the charm of this pastime. That's why this pastime is so sweet. We're not discussing Krishna's greatness here. There are 2 aspects of Krishna. Okay, there are some leelas that describe Krishna's greatness. Okay, like let's say Kalya Daman Leela, or Govardhan Leela. But this Leela actually describes Krishna's sweetness. And there are different type of devotees. Some devotees are attracted to Krishna's greatness, because what is his greatness? That he's supreme controller, supreme proprietor, supreme maintainer, Ishwar of all Ishwaras. He's the cause of all causes. He's the source of all sources. So they worship him in awe, reverence, with very in like Vaikuntha bhav. So there is that bhav, the worshipping his greatness. But then there are devotees that worship his sweetness, or that are more attracted to his sweetness, his charming pastimes like this, where there are loving exchanges, where Krishna is behaving in very unexpected manner, where there are contradictions. And I will point out many contradictions also in this pastime. So those pastimes actually invoke not awe and reverence in our heart, but actually love and affection for Krishna. And those are, that is the beauty of many of the Bal Leelas, many of the Vrindavan pastimes. So that's why actually, if you remember our class from Janmashtami, there was a verse we discussed that Parikshit Maharaj mentioned right after the killing of Putna, before the killing of Trinavrata and after the killing of Putna, in chapter 7. So chapter 6 में Putna की killing हुई थी, chapter 7 में Trinavrata की killing हुई थी. When Shukdev Goswami finished pastime of Putna, after that Parikshit Maharaj said a very beautiful verse. He said, he told Shukdev Goswami that Krishna's Bal Leelas are very, very important to hear. They are very wonderful because they invoke love and affection in our heart for Krishna. So we should always hear Krishna's Bal Leelas. And so please do not stop. Please keep going on with his Bal Leelas. That he was like pushing Shukdev Goswami कि आप बंद मत कीजिए, पूतना का पास टाइम बता के ऐसा नहीं हो कि आप आगे चले जाओ कहीं और. I want to stay in this Bal Gopal Leela. So let's keep talking about that. So Parikshit Maharaj described the importance of Krishna's Bal Leelas to Shukdev Goswami, just to incite him to keep talking about Bal Leelas. So that is the beauty of Krishna's, child pastimes, the Kaumarya pastimes or the Bal Leelas, that the love is reawakened. So that's why this prayer is so important for us. And so he's standing there with fear, okay? And what is he doing? He's rubbing his eyes, crying. So now he finally allowed Mother Yashoda to catch him, and she started tying him. So now the pastime finishes here. He's not describing any more pastime, okay? You will see that in next verse, he's not going to describe pastime. He has allowed Mother Yashoda to catch him. The importance of this aspect is that he made Mother Yashoda run quite a bit before he allowed her to catch him, which means that she had to make a lot of effort. She had to perspire. She had to run after him quite a bit. Her hair came loose. The flowers, Malti flowers from her hair are described to be falling down at her feet. Her sari was getting disheveled because she was running so fast, and she was getting tired, and she was coming to the point where she could not run anymore. That's when he took mercy on her and allowed her to catch him. So it is described that one should have patience and keep making these efforts, daily efforts like we are making. Keep making these efforts, because these efforts attract mercy of Krishna, and then he allows you to catch him. So Krishna is not easy to catch, but you have to show your effort. You have to get tired. You have to perspire. You have to run after him. So much she did. She was churning butter for him. Then she was saving the boiling milk for him. Then she had to see that the yogurt pot was broken despite all the effort she put into it. Then she had to find him with a stick. Then she had to run after him. So many things she had to do to catch Krishna. So we have to put in that effort, and then he lets you catch him. And then when she started tying him, it was not easy to tie him either, because once Krishna enters your heart, then like we are put in touch with Krishna consciousness, we are put in touch with Bhagavad Gita, devotees, Srimad Bhagavatam, but yet sometimes we find it hard to stay in Krishna consciousness. So to tie Krishna is very hard. So she had to struggle, and she could not tie him, because every time she tried to tie him, the rope was 2 finger width short. And then she kept getting more and more rope. इतना ज़्यादा rope लेके आ रही थी वो बार-बार कि घर में rope भी खत्म हो गई. There was nothing more to tie him with. And meanwhile, all this time, Krishna is crying. And when he was crying and very loudly wailing, the other elderly gopis also came to watch what is going on. They were always anyways hanging out to see Krishna's Leelas in Nand Bhavan. They will always keep coming to Nand Bhavan. But now they could hear Krishna crying, and they were also missing Krishna, that he did not come to their home today. So they came to check what's going on, and they were all watching this Leela, and actually they were smiling. They were smiling. They knew that they were smiling because they wanted Mother Yashoda to finally understand how Krishna treats them, how he plays with them, how he pulls all these pranks on them. And today let him pull pranks on Mother Yashoda. So they were enjoying that she's not able to tie him. So they were just watching this and smiling. So anyway, so yeah, he finally allowed her to tie him. Finally, he saw that there was no more rope, and she had made all the efforts, and she was still persevering. So he allowed her to tie him. So this is where he's tied to the mortar. He's tied to a grinding mortar. Okay. Then the next chapter describes 10.10 describes the liberation of sons of Kuvera. The 2 sons of Kuvera, they were standing as the 2 Yamalarjun trees, the 2 twin trees, very tall Yamalarjun trees in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj, and those 2 trees were liberated by Krishna. So that Satyavrat Muni would mention at the end. But let's go to the next verse. Any questions so far? This is Queen Kunti. Queen Kunti says in her prayer, she says, My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes, and you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. So this is Queen Kunti saying to Krishna that how is it possible that a simple gopi was able to frighten you so much that you were crying and your eyes were tearing up, and all the mascara, the kajal, the eye ointment was running down your face. Although the fear personified is afraid of you. So she's offering this prayer to Krishna during her famous prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then this is Srimad Bhagavatam describing this Leela. It is saying, when Lord Shri Krishna saw his mother's stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the top of the mortar and began to flee, as if very much afraid. Although yogis try to capture him as Paramatma by meditation, desiring to enter into the effulgence of the Lord, with great austerities and penances, they fail to reach him. But Mother Yashoda, thinking that same personality of Godhead Krishna to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. So this verse is very beautiful. This verse says that even great mystic yogis, great jnanis, great dhyani people, karmis, many people have tried different ways to catch Krishna. They try to meditate on him. They try to reach his effulgence. They're not even able to reach his effulgence actually by all those efforts. All those things that they do, gyan, dhyan, austerities, charities, by all those things, they're not able to even touch the effulgence of the Lord. And here Mother Yashoda, with her pure devotion, is making Krishna run in fear. So in this way, like Krishna says, devotees are most dear to me. So all those other paths are very inferior, as you can see. And this is the verse that I was quoting from Bhagavatam 10.7.1 and 2 that Parikshit Maharaj told Shukdev Goswami. He said that these activities of Krishna are very pleasing to hear in his childhood. They are very attractive to the mind. They destroy apathy. Apathy means, we don't want to hear Krishna's pastimes, that we don't have taste. So that apathy, that lack of taste is destroyed. Vanquishes distaste, and we have even distaste that also gets destroyed. Heart becomes purified by listening to Krishna's Bal Leelas. Devotional attachment and attachment to the service of the Lord happens. Attraction to Vaishnava association happens. Like you want to associate with Vaishnavas more and more because of this. So Bal Leela, agar saath mein baith ke log sunte hain, then it said that it improves the friendships between people. So many benefits of hearing Krishna's Bal Leelas. Let's go to the next verse. Iti driksvalilabhir anand kunde swagosham nimajantam akhyapayantam. Iti drik. Iti drik means, iti means does. Swalilabhi, with his activities, such activities like this. Okay. Iti means with such activities. Anand kunde. Anand Kund means a lake of bliss. Swaghosham, his own village. His own village is what? Where is this pastime happening? Is it happening in Gokul or Vrindavan?
Gokul, Mataji.
Gokul. So this is happening in Gokul. So in his village, in his own village, Gokul. Swaghosham. In his own village, he's Nimajantam, drowning or flooding. So he's flooding this his own village with his pastimes in a lake of bliss. Okay, he's flooding Gokul in a lake of bliss with his pastimes. Akhyapayantam meaning revealed. That these pastimes that he has revealed in Gokul, he's drowning the whole Gokul in a lake of bliss. Okay, Anand Kund mein unko bhigo diya hai, unko submerge kar diya hai. So Nimajanta means submerging or flooding. So the whole Gokul was flooded with such leelas of Krishna. Tadiyeshitagneshu. Tadiyeshitagneshu means, so Neshu means people that are aware of his glories. Jo jante hain. Neshu means those who know. Tadiyeshita means to those who know of his glories. They know that he's conquered by devotion. Bhaktir jitatvam, that he can be conquered by bhakti only. Bhaktir jitatvam, very important word. Punha, again, prematas, out of love, to him, Shatavriti Vandit, 1,000 times I bow down. So to him, again, I bow down with love. So now Satyavrit Muni is saying that he is drowning Gokul in a lake of bliss with his pastimes, and people that know him understand that only bhakti can conquer him. We can only be won by bhakti. Bhaktir jitatvam. Puna, again, I pay thousands. Shat means, shat, hundreds or thousands of obeisances I pay to him again with love. Prematas, tam, to them, to that person. So to that person, I pay thousands of obeisances with love. So, iti drik swalila, with his own pastimes, he's submerging Swaghosham, his village, Gokul, in Anand Kunde, in a lake of bliss. Okay. Akhyapayanta meaning revealed pastimes, the pastime that he revealed in Gokul. So these pastimes, they are revealed to his very dear devotees. That's why they are revealed in Gokul and Vrindavan. Like outside of Gokul and Vrindavan, we don't hear of these pastimes. That's why Vrindavan is called playground of Krishna. So this is the playground of Krishna because he's free here. He's free. He can do these things here. In other places, he's expected to be very great, very opulent, full of. He can show mercy and greatness and power and opulences, all those things. But in Vrindavan, he can be his own sweet self. He can just be, he can do whatever he likes. So he wants to enjoy this very transcendental bhav, very sweet exchange with Mother Yashoda. So he's freely enjoying that here. Acha, what do you think? Let me ask all of you. Is Krishna really afraid here, or is he pretending to be afraid?
He's pretending, Mataji, because right now he is acting as a son of Yashoda. So he's showing love and affection and enjoying all this time.
So ye kya, is this like a drama? Like he's just acting, जैसे कि हम लोग act करते हैं? Is that what we're saying?
I think so.
Mataji is covered by Yogamaya, and then Yogamaya makes sure that he forgets that he's Supreme Person.
Yes. Very bold, wonderful, Prabhuji, amazing. Yes, he's covered by Yogamaya. So it's not like he is just acting. It's not like act जैसे हम acting करते हैं. He's actually relishing. In order for him to truly relish the pastime, he's covered by Yogamaya. All these energies of Lord. Remember the Yogamaya. So there are many Shaktis of Krishna, right? Many energies of Krishna. So there is like Kripa Shakti, there is Vibhuti Shakti, there is Sat Sankalpa Shakti. Like that, there are many Shaktis, many energies. So this energy of Lord is completely giving pleasure to the Lord. But for him to truly enjoy the pastime, truly relish the pleasure of the pastime, he is not aware that he is the Supreme Lord. He is truly like a child here. He's truly the child here of Mother Yashoda. So he wants to feel that fear. He wants to feel how a child would feel. So the energies are working to facilitate the pastime. All these energies are facilitating the pastimes of the Lord according to his desire. So he wants to enjoy freely with Mother Yashoda, and this is how they're facilitating this this pastime. Okay, so it's not like he's just pretending. Okay, so then this is the verse from Bhagavatam 10.9. Please feel free to read that chapter, read purports and all. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no beginning and no end, no exterior, no interior, no front and no rear. In other words, he's all-pervading. Because he is not under the influence of the element of time, for him there is no difference between past, present and future. He exists in his own transcendental form at all times. Being absolute beyond relativity, he is free from distinctions between cause and effect. Although he is the cause and effect of everything. An unmanifested person who is beyond the perception of senses has now appeared as a human child, and Mother Yashoda, considering him her own ordinary child, bound him to the wooden mortar with a rope. So this verse is glorifying Krishna, that he's how amazing, how he is beyond the time, beyond any bondage, beyond any sense perception, beyond any control. Yet Mother Yashoda is controlling him, binding him. Let's do one more and then we will stop for today. Is that okay, or should we stop?
Mataji, it's fine by me.
Let's do one more, then we will stop. Maybe we'll cover rest of it another time.
Yes, Mataji.
So, okay, let's do next one, number 4. Varam deva mokshamna moksham vadimva na chanyam vrineham varishadapiha. Varam dev. Varam means, var kya hota hai? Boon. Var mangna. Var hota hai na boon, benediction. Dev, O divine Lord. Na moksham. So, O granter of boons, ya O Supreme Lord who gives all the boons. Na moksham na. I don't want liberation. Moksham na. So what happened? Satyavrat Muni thought of this Leela. He remembered this Leela in his mind. Then he was thinking how amazing is Gokul, where he has performed all these Leelas. And he's relishing this aspect that Krishna is conquered by bhakti, bhaktir jitatvam. This is where he finished in the last verse. So he relished the Leela and he realized that only bhakti can win him. So then he says, I do not want liberation. Mokshamna. Moksha vadimva. I don't want liberation. I don't even want topmost liberation, highest liberation. What is highest liberation? Going back to Godhead. I don't even want to go back to Godhead. Moksha vadimva. The highest type of level of liberation also I don't want. Salokya mukti. I don't want to go to Vaikuntha or to the same planet as Lord. Moksha vadimva. The topmost, not only mukti I don't want, topmost mukti also I don't want. Na cha anyam. Na cha anyam. Vrineham. Aham. Vrine means desire or choose. I do not choose. Anyam, anything else either. Whatever else is there in this world to be had. Whatever desires other people ask for, other privileges, things, whatever people ask for. Anya mein sab kuch aa gaya. Anya is like a blanket statement. I don't want anything else either. I don't want mukti. Bhagwan kahenge, okay, mukti nahi chahiye hogi. Maybe you don't want Brahman type of impersonal mukti, but back to Godhead to chahiye hoga. He said, no. Moksha vadimva, topmost mukti bhi nahi chahiye. Na chanyam, and anything else that you can think of in this world that people want. I choose those, also those things I don't want. Vareshad. Vareshad is used for Lord. Var ho gaya boon. Isha. Isha means God or controller, ya Bhagwan. So the granter of any possible boon. This Vareshad word can only be used for Krishna. Because only Krishna can grant any possible boon. That is why it is said, whatever desires you have, you should go to Krishna for those desires. Because if you go to somebody else, they may not even have the capacity to fulfill that desire. Can you think of an example where somebody went to someone to fulfill their desire and they could not fulfill it because they did not have that capacity? Any example?
Hiranyakashipu and Lord Brahma.
Yes. Hiranyakashipu and Lord Brahma. So Hiranyakashipu wanted to become immortal, but he went to wrong person because Brahma said, I'm not immortal myself. So how can I give you immortality? So if you want even something, that's why it is said that akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. That even if you have some desires, even you have material desires, even then, or you want mukti, moksha kam, moksha ki kamna hai. Anything you want or do not want or whatever you need, go to Krishna. Because he's the only one who knows what to give, what not to give. He will only give you what you need and not what you want. But even if it's something very, something that you deserve, you can get, he's the only one that is capable of giving everything. Vareshad. So he's the only one who has the capacity to grant any boon. So Vareshadapiha. And then he says, Idam teva purnatha gopala balam sada me manasya virashtam kimane. Idam. So he said, "O granter of boons, O topmost granter of all boons, I do not want mukti. I do not even want topmost mukti. I do not want anything else. What do I want? Idam te, this pastime that I saw, this form I want to see. Gopal Balam, Vapurnath, this body, this form. Vapur means body or form. This form I want to see. Oh Lord, Nath, oh Lord, I want to see this form in my mind. Sada me, sada, all the time, in my mind. Manasya, in my mind. Manasya, me manasya means my mind. Sada, in my mind. Avirashtam, जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना आविर्भाव, appear हूँ. This form may appear in my mind all the time. Kimanya, then what else do I need? Kimanya, और क्या चाहिए? Kimanya, I don't need anything else. Any other boon, what is the point of that? Kimanya. So he says, "O granter of all the boons, O topmost granter of all the boons, O divine Lord of boons, I do not want mukti. I do not want topmost mukti. I do not want anything else. I want to see this idam, te, your, vapur, body, your form, Gopal Balam, in Gopal Bal form. This form of your in Gopal Bal Roop. O Lord Nath, please may this form appear in my mind. May manasya avirashtam, appear. Kimanya, then I do not want anything else. So be always present in my mind in this Bal Gopal form in a Gokul. What is the value of any other blessing? So he says, this is the translation. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Kimanya, or kya chahiye? Like that. So we'll stop here. Please share your any questions, realizations. If you're available, we can do this again tomorrow, same time. And we can even offer diya together if you want. And 4 more verses to go, and the last 4 are actually faster because today we discussed the pastime also. So the last 4 will be faster to discuss. Let's hear from everyone. Any questions? Any realizations? Please share.
One thing, Mataji, just a realization. The more and more you hear this, the more you want to hear it. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yes, Mataji, that happens only for wonderful devotees like yourself.
No, Mataji, but like it's just this. It's Damodarashtakam is so nice. Like it just mellows your heart down. It just, I don't know, it just does something to you. It just, you wanna just keep hearing it. So that's all I can say for this.
Very cool. Yes, Mataji, that's amazing. That is the whole purpose. That means you have developed the taste, like you have developed attachment to hearing, taste for hearing. That is amazing. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? So Satyavrat Muni, he's offering obeisances. He's so far he's relishing this pastime in his mind. He is relishing the form, Bal Gopal form of the Lord. He is thinking that how fortunate are Krishna's earrings, how fortunate is Krishna's necklace, how fortunate is Mother Yashoda, how the whole Gokul is shining, and how the Gokul is drowning. He says Brajmanam, Gokul is shining. Then he says Gokul is drowning, Nimajjantam, with your Leelas. In the lake of divine love. So he's very like overcome, just like Mataji is saying, you become overcome. And this atank in the eyes of Krishna, and how he and there are many contradictions mentioned in this Damodarashtakam. Some of the contradictions I think you will be able to relish. I'll just mention few of those. So Krishna is fear personified. That's one contradiction. But he's getting afraid of Mother Yashoda, of a simple gopi. He is joy personified, bliss personified. He's such the Anandarup, yet he's crying here like anything. है ना? He owns everything in the world, yet he's running around stealing. He's self-satisfied. He's Atmaram, yet he's hungry for milk and gets upset when Mother Yashoda puts him down. He is peaceful. He's Atmaramaya Shantaya. Queen Kunti says Atmaramaya Shantaya. He's Shant. He's peaceful. Yet here he gets angry. He gets so angry that with his teeth he starts biting his lips because he's so angry, and he starts breaking the pots because he's so angry. So he's so peaceful, but he gets angry. He's Atmaram, yet he's showing so much desire for drinking milk and eating butter here. He's absolute truth. He's Param Satya, yet he lies. He lies in these sweet pastimes. He teaches to us in Bhagavad Gita that you should not do Kam, Krodh, Lobh, hai na? That these are the three gateways to hell. Travidham narkasya dwaram nashnam atmana kam krodhas tatha lobhas tasmadeta trayam trajet. He says give up these three, yet in this pastime he shows kam, krodh and lobh, everything himself. So many contradictions are there, and that's what makes this pastime so sweet. That's why I'm trying to show you the sweetness of this pastime, that he's supreme absolute truth, yet he's lying. He's the object of all Vedic hymns and all prayers, yet he gets chastised here by Mother Yashoda. उनको बहुत डांटती हैं, जोर जोर से डांटती हैं when she catches him. He's actually, she sees that he's so fearful that पहले तो डंडा लेके भागी थी, then she puts the stick away. She throws the stick away. Oh no, he got too scared. I'll just tie him. I won't beat him up with danda, with stick. I'll just tie him up. So she threw the danda and she just tied him up to the mortar. And think of it, he's the supreme judge. He gives all the punishments and everything, but here he's awaiting his own punishment. He's getting punished himself. He is Swarat, he's supremely independent Lord, yet here he's bound. So there are many sweet contradictions in this pastime that very nicely come together, and Krishna sweetly shows his dependence on his devotees, how dependent he is. I'm dependent on you for milk. I'm dependent on you for feeding me. I'm dependent on you because you will catch me and punish me, and I'm so scared of you, and you bound me, and now I cannot get free. So he's showing his dependence on the devotee. So that is why bhaktir jitatvam. And Bhagavatam uses the word bhakta vrishyati. He's controlled by bhaktas only. Aham bhakta paradhino hi aswatantra ivadvija. Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Aham bhakta paradhino hi aswatantra ivadvija sadhu birgrastha hridayo bhaktir bhakta jana priya. That I'm paradhin. I'm not swadhin. I'm paradhin. I'm controlled by my devotees. मैं अपने devotees का slave हूँ, paradhin हूँ, उनके under हूँ. I'm aswatantra. He aswatantra iva dvija. मैं इन द्विजास like in Brahmans के, in Vaishnavas के paradhin हूँ और aswatantra हूँ. I'm not independent. Sadhu bir grasta hridaya, because I'm captured in their heart. And bhaktar bhakta jana priya. They are very dear to me. So in this way, bhakta vrishyati word keeps coming in this pastime many times in Bhagavatam. Please feel free to read 10.9, Canto 10, Chapter 9, if you feel inspired. That describes this pastime of how Mother Yashoda binds Krishna. We will continue tomorrow about same time. If you're available, we'll stop for now. Any questions, realizations? Next couple minutes.
Mataji, I just want to share one realization.
Yes, Prabhu.
So this particular pastime happens in parallel universe. So this has happened once, like in 5,000 years ago, and this is keep on happening in all different universes. So I think every year it reminds us that some other Krishna is getting born and he's doing this pastime. So that's what I remember. Just want to share.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so Krishna is always appearing and disappearing in some universe or the other. There are millions of universes, and some are manifest. Some appearances are manifest to us, some are not. Thank you so much. Okay.
And also, I also sometimes feel that if the same pastime repeats over and over again, like sometimes, like when we suppose somebody watches a movie, they don't go for two or three times, say, watching the same movie. But I think with Krishna, I mean, I know it's the same pastime over and over again, killing the same, Putana and all those, the same, all the asuras. But I'm just saying that, there might be some twist in different parallel universes. And, sometimes I would think that, okay, why the same repetition happens? I know next what is going to happen. Here is Bakasura coming. But sometimes I feel that, but I think there is some twist to that. And also, as in stated by all the Vaishnavas, that the pastimes of the Lord keep the bliss keeps increasing. Even if we get to the same pastime, or the bliss that we derive from the Lord, it keeps on increasing. So that keeps devotees engaged in looking at the Lord. I believe that's what I think. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now, very nice point that brought another realization to me. I'll share a secret with you that I've heard from wonderful teachers of ours. There are some pastimes that are reserved only for Bhaum Leelas that do not happen in spiritual world. And that is one of the reasons why Krishna has created this material world, actually, because there are certain pastimes he enjoys only in Bhulok, in material world. For example, killing of demons. Killing of demons does not happen in spiritual world. Bhagavad Gita is not spoken in spiritual world. So there are certain things, and there are many, many other things. There are certain things that only happen in material world, actually, for our purification, because each of these demons represent a certain anartha, certain negative tendency, negative quality in us. And so there is this feeling in spiritual world. It is described, there is some feeling that that Putna came or something happened, but it is described that it does not really happen. But here it actually happens. So there is like some memory that devotees have in Vrindavan, in spiritual world, that somebody came and this happened, that happened. But actually these pastimes of killing of demons happen in Bhaum Vrindavan, which Krishna saves for material world, actually.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, I think that definitely makes sense. And also the Putana is in Golok Vrindavan anyway, as a mother. So,
Right.
So she's not going to appear as Putana again there.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for.
We both. Anybody else wants to share anything? Sheetal Mataji, Avni Vedahi, Hiral Mataji, Shravani Mataji, Nagachan Prabhu, Navya. Please share. If not, we'll stop. Tomorrow, if we have time, after this Damodarashtakam, we'll discuss Kartik Mahatmya also. I'll just read the Kartik Mahatmya, nothing much to discuss. We'll just read. If no other question, we'll stop for today. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्री दामोदर अष्टकम की जय। श्री दामोदर मास की जय। जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Guru and Garanga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.